I'm Marina.
And I'm Natalia.
And we're partnering with Jejune magazine featuring healthy cooking.
Today, we're going to be talking about essential kitchen gadgets for healthy cooking. So one of the most important tools that you'll need in the kitchen is a good chef's knife. Looks like this. Your chef's knife is your most versatile knife that you're going to be using for slicing, chopping, dicing, everything but paring. A sharp knife is way safer than a dull knife. Reason why? A sharp knife is just going to go right through something. But a dull knife, you have to imagine that you're holding something soft like a tomato. You have to apply a lot more pressure, and there's risk that it's going to slide out one way or the other, and then the knife comes right down, possibly on your finger. You don't want that. This very knife I actually really like, I own, and I got it on Amazon. It's only 35 bucks or so, and the brand is Victorinox, so I'll put a link to that below. The other really important kitchen essential is your cutting board or cutting mats. Cutting boards are more common, like this kind right here that's made of wood. I actually don't care for cutting boards. They weigh too much. I don't like heavy things. They take up too much room in your drying rack. I really like flexible cutting mats. Let's start with reason number one. Your surface area, so much bigger than on any regular cutting board. So you don't have to worry about things like sliding off and falling down, less mess to clean up. Also, it's so easy to have multiple of them. So if you are working with fish or meat, different products, just separate them by color, super easy.
And don't mix them up.
Yeah, and my favorite part about the cutting mats is you do all your cutting on there, then you just take it, just fold it right up, just dump it right into your pot, and it's just so easy and fast. You don't have to use your knife to brush the things off, then it falls on the floor, more cleanup.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have any time for that in my life. So, flexible cutting mats. Right, Marina?
Yeah, I mean, I've been there with the knife and everything falling everywhere. So this brings us to our next essential, which is a wok or a pot or
a large saucepan.
Yeah, so we really like the ones with handles. So any size will do, but the handles, it's just better to handle, easier, more convenient. Also, lids are important for steaming. So the next thing to do is this little gadget, which is a steamer. So what it allows you to do is pour a bit of water at the bottom of the saucepan or any pot that you're using. And then the steam will cook the food through. So it will allow you to cook fully without frying. And there you have it.
So the next tool is having a colander or a strainer for
washing your veggies or whatever you're cooking. You probably want to wash it first. So what you do is you put whatever it is, either sliced or unsliced, into the strainer, and then you just put it into your sink or to another pot, put your faucet over it and rinse it through very well, thoroughly, and then it just drains all the water right out.
And you wanna also make sure to strain things like beans and all sorts of grains. Also, one little knockoff kind of tip is I actually for many years was just using my steamer as my strainer. So it has holes, it pretty much does the same function. I even like to squeeze out the extra water by just bunching it in like this and squeezing it out. So that's just my little thing.
Yeah, the next essential that you would want to have is definitely a mixing bowl. So what you do is whatever you're cooking or preparing or massaging or making a salad, whatever it is, you'll need a bowl to put it in. So there you have it. You cannot have one.
Yeah, and the bigger the better. I always like bigger things in my kitchen. And with a mixing bowl, you're spinning stuff around. Things tend to go flying around. Oh, especially with flour and stuff.
Oh.
It goes all over the place. More cleanup. Cinnamon if you're a big fan, as Marina is. And I just can't stand cleanup or wasting my time on anything that I don't need to. So just get a bigger bowl to work with. Be luxurious in your kitchen. That's how I am. Just have bigger utensils to work with.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, I like different size ones because they stack well and you could put different size meals together. But if you must choose one, I would also go with the bigger one.
And then I think we were going to talk about measuring tools. Very important for your cooking. So these are a couple of measuring spoons of all sorts of different sizes. So you're going to want to use these when you're measuring spices, which you're going to want to use in your healthy cooking.
And the reason that I like these in particular is because unlike a traditional measuring spoon, which is round, it's not going to fit in your spice jar, which very much frustrated me. So I went and got these square-shaped measuring spoons, which go into your spice jar. So easy to, and then you just do it flat. You don't have to worry about whether it's a rounded rounded spoon or not. So easy to measure.
Yeah, and I really like that because if you were to try to stick it into a small jar, those round ones never go in, and you're more likely to spill it out if you want to go this way. So
Life lessons.
It's a win-win. Yeah.
And then one other measuring tool that I personally love, and I don't know if this
Love
is
affair.
yeah, and I don't know if this is available on Amazon or whatnot, but I will look for it. Is this looks just like a regular measuring cup, but friends, it is. Let me show it to you. It is more than that. So what this particular measuring cup has is, it has obviously the unit is cups, but it also has teaspoons and tablespoons and ounces and milliliters. So it's actually really important to have all of these different units because especially when you're trying to batch cook, which is an important part of healthy cooking. I do a lot of batch cooking. Sometimes the recipe is going to call for 3 teaspoons of something, but often I make 4 batches of something at once. You can freeze it or just eat it in like 2 days. So then with a little bit of basic arithmetic, you can figure out how much you need, and then this goes up to 72 teaspoons. I mean,
Just
seriously.
stack it up.
Yeah, it covers any quantity that you might need. And furthermore, if you're doing multiple ingredients, after you do your first one, again, with a little bit of basic arithmetic, you subtract that amount, and then you just, add in whatever you need of the second ingredient, and so on. That's already so helpful. And finally, you can just put this lid on and actually shake it all up. I mean, so many functions in one. I'm just in love with this measuring cup. And finally use it doubles or quadruples as a regular drinking glass.
So there you have another space-saving tip
Yes.
from Nataliya.
Which we love.
Yeah, another really helpful tool, especially for healthy cooking, is a blender or a what's the other one?
Food processor.
Yes. So that is an essential for either sauces or hummus, any kind of paste that you want to make, soups, a smoothie.
Breads, dips.
Yeah, so they each have their own uses, but if you must pick one, one either or will do. It will serve its function of like blending things together. What is this thing called again?
Food processor.
Food processor is better for like drier things, so powders or paste or tapenades, like things like that, hummus. But the blender is better for smoothies and soups, so anything more liquid, it's better for a blender.
Mm-hmm.
I also really like it, the single serve sizes that some blenders or food processors have. They have a little blade on the bottom, and then you just put in the little amounts that you need for like a 1 serving, and you're good to go. Grab your smoothie on the go for breakfast or whatever it is. I mean, again, we're busy New Yorkers, so 1 size, 1 serving, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other tip was to make a like an oil emulsion.
Yeah, you can use
Yeah.
a food processor. This is from Cuisinart. This little additional part has a little hole at the bottom. So you pour an oil into here. It drips down very slowly while the blade is running. So it emulsifies the oil into the rest of the mixture very slowly.
Yeah, so that's really good for any kind of pestos, and I love pestos because you could put like any kind of healthy greens in there, like dill, you could put spinach, you could put kale, cilantro, parsley, and then put that in with some oil and some other ingredients and make that delicious and just gobble it all up.
You're making me hungry, Marina. Are you going to prepare this for me afterward?
Maybe after.
I think that concludes our essential kitchen gadgets for healthy cooking. Again, the next episode in the series is best cookware materials for healthy cooking.
Yeah.
And it's the 3rd episode in the series is going to be kitchen gadgets that you didn't know you needed for healthy cooking. And I'm not going to tell you what's in that, so you just have to stay tuned. Keep an eye out and find out for yourselves. So again, my name's Nataliya. My YouTube channel is Healthy with Nataliya.
And I'm Marina, and my website is rawfork.com, and my podcast is Rawfork. So thank you so much.